Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell.
I'm Jasper.
And you're watching Examining the Expanse. So Jasper, did you see the Expanse Season 5 trailer?
No.
Oh.
Apparently I couldn't watch it on my phone, so I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it on
No, I
TV?
haven't seen it at all.
Well, we won't worry about talking about it.
Do you want to go watch it quickly and come back? Because I've been waiting all day for you to ask me that question, so I can be like, no, I didn't watch it, fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah, okay, let's go watch it.
Okay, alright.
We'll be back.
You have committed the entire belt to war with the Inners.
They wanted a fight. We'll give them one.
So, Jasper, have you seen the Expanse Season 5 trailer?
I have.
What did you think? Without spoiling anything.
Well, I don't think that it does. That's the best thing about it. They didn't show the sandworm.
They did not show
They didn't fucking...
the sandworm.
So, here's my question to you. We've talked about this a fair bit, how each episode of the Expanse, each sort of season of the Expanse is kind of about, here's the characters, okay, set them up, done. Now here's a main set piece that's going to set up the circumstances that's going to happen, and then here's the next problem, and then the next problem, and the next problem. So from that trailer, what do you think is like the main set piece, like the initial state for the premise of this season coming?
Well, I know things about it. Like, I have heard stuff and things. Not about spoilers, but yeah, all the crew all split up, and they all do their own thing.
No, but like so, last season, right? The premise is you've gone to this planet,
Yeah,
and then this thing happens, and then this thing happens, and then this thing happens. Before that, it's been like, okay,
yeah,
you're on a space station, and it starts to become infected, and yada yada yada, and now this happens. It's very much like you said, it was set up as like a RPG game.
Yeah,
initially. And the story sort of follows those same beats. And my question to you is, what do you think is like the initial seed for the story based on this?
Well, you got all the characters doing their own thing, and then you got Marco in the center uniting the belts and attacking Earth.
Yeah, so you have no idea.
Apparently not.
Right, no, that's good.
Know.
But that's what I mean.
don't
Like
know.
they didn't spoil. They didn't give away the fucking sandworm.
Apparently not.
They actually didn't give away the sandworm.
Okay.
It's really fucking exciting.
I don't know anything about the
Yeah,
sandworm.
no.
I'm
like,
actually
there's.
excited for this.
They hinted at it. Like if you knew what.
Yeah.
You know what they were talking about. All the shit that they showed on screen hints at what happens.
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm going into this blind. December 16th.
That's good.
It's like 8 weeks away. It's gonna be amazing. Dune has been delayed a year, but I don't give a fuck.
Gone.
Who gives a fuck? The Expanse is coming out for Christmas, and I am stoked. Yeah, so it's gonna be like, well, maybe we should just leave it at that and move on.
Well,
From what I've heard,
I'm
it's delving more into Amos and Naomi's backstories.
Yeah, but that's the draw is what's actually going on. That's like the interpersonal stuff.
Okay, but there is an event.
There's like a fucking event.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, we will see. So the Expanse Season 4, we open up. It's been cancelled. Sci-Fi wasn't getting enough viewings on a Thursday night at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Amazon.
I remember all that.
Jeff Bezos was
An
like,
old mate.
I will buy
Mr.
it.
Rapey McRape.
Who's Mr. Rapey McMakeRape?
Alex.
Oh, well, that happened later.
No. But he was the one that told the story about like being at an Amazon function and getting a message to Jeff Bezos, and that's what initiated it. Yeah, he had like a whole big spiel about how he was the one that literally saved the show.
Oh no, I don't know that. There was a petition.
The guy's got a bit of a god complex.
Yeah, no, he does. Well, yeah, no, there was like a petition. A bunch of people signed it. George R. R. Martin came out and said, "You guys can't cancel this." Somebody hired a plane to fly over the Amazon building that said "Save the Expanse" on a big banner. Like the "Save the Expanse" thing was a thing. Mr. Rapey McRape, didn't do that much. Unless he drugged Jeff Bezos.
Maybe they're all like a part
compromising.
of a like a satanic cult,
an
cabal
underground.
that's trafficking children.
Yeah, I mean, they are. It's Amazon. But maybe it had something to do with the Expanse.
Bezos is there bathing in fucking pools of infant blood.
I mean, yeah.
That makes sense.
The season 4, like straight off the bat, it feels slower and more cinematic to me. There's these, like the whole pace in general. The end of season 3 was very ja, which is one of the things I like about the Expanse, that quick pace that it can keep and the energy that it just lets you run through like 8 episodes with. But yeah, this like really slows down.
Yeah.
It feels like more cinematic. They have a smaller aspect ratio, and they're out on location, a lot more like just shots of the environment that they just let like sit and breathe and live.
Well, I remember in the book it was also hectic because they're all talking backwards and forwards from each other, and so you're not getting the information. A lot of the time you're not getting the information firsthand. It's like Holden's out on fucking site. And he's getting a call from like whoever on the ship or something that something has transpired, and so you're not getting the information firsthand, and it's filtered through all these perceptions and stuff, and you're trying to work out what the fuck is going on, and you've got all these characters over in different situations.
Is like what's going on. It takes like 8 months for a message to get from Earth.
Yeah, so you're really stuck there and nothing's
through
coming
the ring, onto Illis, and then she's like, "What's going on?" Holden's like, "This is what's going on," and then it goes back through Illis onto the ring, and then by the time it gets to Earth, like she gets, "This is happening," and Holden's doing another.
Yeah, it's already gone. It's well gone.
And then by the end, I think communication just completely drop out when the fusion engines die and stuff. It's just like no more contact. So we open with a sequence of these refugee belters running the ring.
Yes.
This kind of sets up the current political status that's at play, as well as setting up these people and their motivations. Because
the racial tension thing is leaned on a little bit, like the anti-belter. Right? Like I felt like they went in a little bit hard there.
Yeah,
because eventually, like an admiral of a ship communicating with the captain of the fucking Behemoth.
Yeah.
And and he's just really fucking rude, and he's been blatantly racist over like the open comms with the captain of the fucking Behemoth.
Well, if it was like relations between like Earth and Russia in the middle of like the Cold War, an admiral wouldn't be talking like that.
No,
he'd be very professional and straightforward.
I fucking hope so.
Well, I mean, somebody's president now fucking tweets people at 3 a.m. that they're fucking idiots. So maybe people of authority don't have to have any sense of dignity
or integrity.
Yeah.
We will do what we can do.
And rest assured, so will we. Medina Station continues to exist only by the goodwill of Earth and Mars, and our fleets. Belters would do well to remember that.
Yeah, so this event also sets up this family and why it's important, why they're here. They've been through all of this shit. They're running the fucking ring gate. People are getting blown up and dying. They've just been on Ganymede, which is just gone to shit. So like, and then they've been waiting at the ring. So their life is terrible. Yes. And they're like, finally we have a rock. Yes. We have a rock. It's got lithium. Okay. And then they're like, get off the rock. So when they're like, no, we're not getting off the rock. You know why they don't want to get off the rock. Yeah. Because all they fucking have.
Yeah.
There's one rock that is just like, get the fuck off me. I also like in this, they're still working within the mechanics of the world. like gravity. Naomi just doesn't like shoot up some shit and come down.
Oh, become magic. Yeah, get some magic shit and is able to like fucking lift huge boulders and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't say Belters can't deal with gravity, and then like 4 seasons later it's like,
But it has done a little bit with the actual Belters who are on the ground, because some of them are quite overweight.
No.
I don't know that they've begun to go through this this hectic ordeal that Naomi's going through.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there and they'd be like slovenly fucking.
Well, yeah, the female leader of one of them is very obese.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not commenting on her. She's probably a lovely lady, but it's just discontinuity
maybe she got obese
between
once
the
she
two.
got into Illis.
I mean, yeah, maybe she's been like eating the lithium.
I don't think that'll make you fat. I think that'll make you really thin and frail.
Possibly dead.
We will not be intimidated.
Either they pay for this, or you all will.
So after I listened to the book, I rewatched this. In that moment when Amos calls fucking Melba Peaches, I was so surprised. I just had that little moment. So remember you mentioning it, and I thought it was like a big deal. And they got to the end of the book, and he just says it once. He's like, "Okay, Peaches." And then in this, they like added in. Oh, is there more? Oh, is this a setup for something else? I thought this was like a little darling character moment that they like snuck in because they're like, "Oh, we appreciate the book readers." But now you're implying that this is tying into something bigger, and that this was actually a setup for a later on payoff. Damn it, these reviews are getting cryptic. Alright, well in that same vein, Marco Sonaris is not in book 4 at all.
Oh, okay.
But this whole fucking season goes to the effort of like putting emphasis into setting up his character.
Yeah.
Here in episode,
Marcos. Yeah. He's
here
not,
in
he's
episode 2 of season 4, his name is
not
mentioned.
Yeah.
And then later on, like, he's a fucking character and all this, and they set him up, like, they're learning from the books, and they're like saying, like, well, we should set him up earlier, it will work better.
Yeah. Well, it did kind of come out of nowhere, but...
I mean, that happens in fucking books.
Well, again, it's an adventure story.
It's serialized. It's very serialized.
Well, no,
like if you read them, each book is its own fucking thing.
But it's also it's an adventure story in the sense that it's like a little campaign that they've played out, and these characters it's really written in that, and you know it's like, oh well, this session's going to be all about this particular character's backstory.
Yeah.
So all their shit's going to start coming into it, because before that it was just a note on a piece of paper.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, the fucking, I don't know, Marcus.
We will see, Jasper.
It's the obvious thing. That's what happens. It's the obvious.
Don't fucking
thing.
ruin anything for me. You're already doing it.
Like early on, that term was coined in the series, right? Where they said when Miller shoots the scientist in the head.
Yeah.
And it's like it was the obvious thing to do, and they cut out all that exposition, and it's really done really well. It's like, this is just, we're not fucking around. We'll just do the obvious thing. That's kind of that, but applied. It's that same concept, but like applied to literally the solar system. It's like, what's the obvious thing that you do?
Fucking 8 weeks, Jasper.
Also, it's a D&D game, so there's another obvious thing. Yeah,
8 weeks, Jasper. Don't spoil anything.
What do you do? What happens in D&D? What does the GM do in D&D?
He fucks you.
We
will sit. I just want to point out that I sat down and showed you 86 episodes of The Sopranos.
That is true.
I was completely silent because I wanted each shocking moment to be a shock and a punch. I didn't say anything.
That's fair.
Didn't lord over you with my superior knowledge of The Sopranos, like some bourgeois.
Yeah, but you also weren't like. I wasn't demanding that you fucking sit down for half an hour and analyze everything. Yeah, we weren't doing that either. We were just drinking a sack of goon a fucking night.
That is a lie, Jasper. We've never drunk goon. Yeah, well, that's fair. Well, when I fucking envisioned this, I was like, I like The Expanse. Let's review The Expanse.
Yeah.
Then I reviewed the first episode of the first season of The Expanse. And now it's gotten a lot more complicated. I've read all the books up to this point, don't know what's happening, but you do. And then I'm wrenching things that you think, this is what's happening now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's kind of interesting.
It's like book club, but for fucking drunken retards.
One person hasn't read the book and the other person can't talk about the book.
Yeah.
And they're both really drunk and Australian. Book club. Welcome all.
Yeah, that should be a video. Well, we're talking about doing that, right? With the audio books. Like, just fuck it. Well, let's just review an audio book.
Yeah, I'll review an audiobook. What book would you like to review? When we've done the Expanse,
Well, let's do you want to?
we have the world at our feet.
Do you want to do one that I've read, or do you want to do a new one?
Oh, like both.
Because I can like give you good ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you want to.
Maybe we should read Charles Dickens' A Tale of
Do
Two
you want something like
Cities.
hectic? I can give you something fucking just outside of your box that you'll be like, holy fuck, this is
Yeah,
a
okay,
book.
let's do that.
Warhammer 40k feature.
40k Warhammer, what the fuck?
It's fucking amazing.
Okay, maybe it is.
It's
maybe
fucking
I shouldn't judge
amazing.
it just based on the Warhammeriness of it.
No, but it's the Warhammeriness turned up to fucking 13.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Alright. Well, we need to finish the Expanse.
Alright.
We're on the cusp. And then we can do whatever the fuck we want. There won't be any Expanse for a year. And the world will be at our feet.
It's time to take the Roci out for a hunt.
Do your stuff, fly boy.
So yeah, our hero gets the call. Both Avasarala and Miller are pulling him through the fucking ring. And yeah, I guess Holden like still doesn't know that it's a protomolecule wearing a Miller suit.
No, well, he knows that it's obviously got to do with the protomolecule because he's interacting with the protomolecule.
Yeah.
He knows that it's somehow, but he doesn't have any trace of it in his system.
Yeah.
So he can't. It's the universe communicating to him at this point. It's not like he doesn't have.
He's getting visions of his friend saying, "Hey, I'm your friend."
And there's no way
you
that
need
he
to-
can work out how that is being mechanically.
You've gone through this fucking crazy like ego death acid trip where you've fucking been the universe and you've seen the universe and you felt galaxies be destroyed, and I need you to open this fucking switch. So yeah, Miller wakes him up at like 3 a.m. and is like, ugh, come and pull this fucking switch. And Holden goes and cuts it, and it just starts fucking closing. So yeah, he wakes him up in the middle of the night, completely manipulates him, drags him out of bed, literally, not even metaphorically. And yeah, just makes him pull this fucking switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragging me out into the middle of the night to do your fucking gardening.
Hey, we're all doing someone else's dirty work, kid. I'm just flipping switches, you know, seeing what lights come on, and right now that's a switch I can't flip.
He's got bigger priorities.
He does have bigger
He's gonna
priorities.
jumpstart the fucking planet.
We also get introduced to Mercury, our new antagonist for this season. Mm-hmm. I like the actor. He does a good job.
He does a good job.
He's evil, man. And they kind of like lean into that trope, but at the same time, all the horror he's acting out is justified.
In a sense, yeah. He gets towards the end, he loses his mind and becomes crazy evil. But
at the beginning, like he's kind of skirting the limit, and the Holden's like, like he landed and they fucking blew up his shuttle.
Like you said, they killed 20 something.
Yeah.
When they did that. And yeah, he's looking for an excuse to provocate them because he's looking for the opportunity to subjugate them so he has control of the situation.
Yeah.
But he has to do it legally.
Yeah. That sequence of the shuttle landing too, I remember listening to it while I was riding my bike, and it was fucking hectic, eh? It's told from like the Belters' perspective as they're like putting all the charges down, the shuttle is coming down, and they're like, fuck, we can't get rid of it, it's gonna blow up the shuttle, and they're panicking, and it's like this ticking clock element just counting down to this.
Because it wasn't supposed to go off.
They were blowing up the landing platform.
So they couldn't land, and they get there, they set it all up, and then they see the ship coming, and they're like, it's
not
already
supposed to be
gone
here
off.
for a week. Yeah. We
Yeah.
can't get it all. The thrusters are gonna fucking set it off. And yeah, it just fucking goes off. And yeah, as the Expanse does, like immediately as soon as they land, like RCA's ship is blown up, the Belters are right at them, the protomolecule is knocking on the door, sending swarms of things. Immediately, it's just like
straight away.
Yeah, the stakes are here. The tension and suspense is already here.
It's also like setting up the rules, right? Like they've got to set up all of the rules for this scenario.
That's fair.
They've got to get through everything and demonstrate to you what the rules of this new narrative are.
Yeah, this new world.
Yeah.
Yeah, set up all these new characters and these new factions and and they do take their time with it. And there's a lot of characters on Illis that they set up, the family and everything.
Yeah.
One of the actors is from Floki's settlement.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of ironic because Floki's settlement, you just didn't care about any of the characters on it or what was going on at all.
Yeah.
But it's like, that was like a C or a D plot, whereas like this is the A plot. Like they've actually sat down and said, no, we're going to take our time, we're going to set up.
Floki's settlement was a bit. That show started to lose it towards the end. It just started mirandering around aimlessly.
But no Ragnar.
Yeah, well, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't know what it wanted to be. It couldn't find itself after Ragnar.
That's fair.
Careful, Erta. They ain't over yet. No, that was a threat.
How invested in Avasarala's political campaign for re-election are you? Do you find yourself glossing over?
Do I care whether or not Avasarala gets deposed or not?
Yeah.
No, because she's not going to relinquish power. Like that's her character. It doesn't matter what the scenario. The rules for her character have already been set up.
Yeah.
They're not gonna kill her off, or not even kill her off. Like
Maim her.
take her character out of the plot of the story and then keep her there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She's not gonna stop being the president of the world.
Yeah.
Because
She has to fight for it.
that's her character.
Yeah. And this season very much is her fighting for it and losing a lot because of it. Fighting too hard. Learning that sometimes you need to give a little sway. What did Bruce Lee say? I am like the reed. I bend with the wind and the water. You may not have also said that. At the same time, Bobby's story in this is the novella, which is like 4 chapters, Gods of Risk, and it's told from David, the son's point of view, her nephew,
okay.
and it's like 4 chapters. He goes on a drug deal and Bobby beats people up. So
See, I didn't read any of that, but some of the stuff that is set up, I do recall, like, maybe it's in the next book that it happens, and that's why. Because there are some of the things that happened in this season with regards to Bobby's subplot that kind of did happen. I distinctly remember them happening, and I didn't read any of those little novella things. So,
well, I think one of the main criticisms of this season that I've heard other people talk about is the fact that the main A plot is so compelling, and then when you cut away to Avasarala or Bobby, you're kind of just waiting for the A plot to start again.
Maybe.
I don't hate it.
Bobby,
but
like, at least we get to see Bobby beat the shit out of a bunch of people. That's kind of fun.
I don't know,
Bobby's
too, like,
badass.
Frankie Adams, actress, like, I believe her. Like, when that guy's on the ground.
Yeah.
The scuffle, the choreography, it was fine, it was a bit like, but when that guy's on the ground
and she's beating the shit out of him, and then she picks up the taser. Yeah, you're in that moment.
and sees her nephew, you're like, no, I can see you beating up Steve. Like,
beating
easy.
the shit out of Steve.
Yeah, like
Steve would
ragdolling
love that.
Steve, like just throwing him around
Steve
the room.
would be having the time of his fucking life.
Steve probably loved that scene. He was really having the time of his life while he was watching that scene.
He's the guy under the fucking counter in that scene.
Yeah, he is. So in conclusion, I feel like this looks and feels a lot better. It feels bigger and epicer to me. A lot of the like beautiful Canadian landscapes wherever they shot. In
that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about was just the fact that in the books there's so much wildlife.
Yeah, there's
You know.
like mimic lizards that like mimic any sound they hear.
Yeah. Or
The hand terminals and stuff.
they've got all sorts of crazy shit going on. There's all sorts of bugs and there's different. And every day the scientists are going out and they're cataloging things and taking samples, and there's so much of that stuff. Where here it looks much more like a fucking barren wasteland.
That was a budgetary thing. Well, maybe.
I wanted fucking Avatar. I wanted them to go all in and be like, we're gonna do the fucking next Avatar for this one season of our show.
I mean, it would be nice.
It would.
Oh no, I also had a note too that you wanted to talk about.
There was yeah. So early on we get told that it's like we get reminded of the concept of silicon-based life form. The idea that we're a carbon-based life form, but it would just be just as easy for life to develop. But apparently that's not necessarily the case. The way we understand, I don't obviously understand it, but the way our chemistry works, apparently it's not that straightforward. And that the chemicals that, like, say, silicon would then go on to bond to wouldn't be available at the kind of pressures and temperatures, and you end up with like a really crazy fucked up scenario that doesn't really make a lot of sense when you start looking into how, like, say, a silicon based life would
So it's
function.
more complicated than just
Yeah,
these
it's not-
life forms can exist.
Yeah,
Once you start breaking down how they actually could exist.
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I'm no physicist.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, the season 4 of The Expanse. They're setting up the pieces now. And they do a very good job of that.
Yeah.
There's also a scene earlier on which I enjoyed a hell of a lot. It's like blatant exposition with Holden and Avasarala standing in a room. It's like
Just
the
it's
map.
just a holographic. It's just
Yeah,
a big
and Holden's
fucking-
like, so what is the political situation that is at play? And she says,
like laying
and it
all
just
out.
shows you, it says it all
Yeah.
out, it gives you the map, and it just works brilliantly. You're like, okay, I get it.
Well, I mean, it's like a meeting, and they don't. But that's the cool
Yeah.
thing. It's like, okay, what it really is a tech display. It's like a Steve Jobs iPhone
Apple.
reveal. Like, you know how you go out and on the stage and do the big.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But it's for this big fucking massive holographic system that you can have installed in your office.
Yeah.
The Belters have been installing comm relays through their main gates, prioritizing those 4 systems. The relays went live 2 days ago and started picking up broadcasts from one system. By some miracle, the Belters in this world survived, about 100 or so.
Right, like, because it's at the UN, so they've got this giant fuck-off holographic system. But if you start to think about how that would work, it's got to be all of those like little graphics, right, have to be programmed because it's responding intuitively to your gestures. So it's got to program all that stuff on the fly. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
either all of those little hand gestures are individually programmed into that system.
Yeah.
Or it's intuiting that system through an
the
AI.
random motion that
Well, yeah,
anybody could just come in.
it's just got
and-
that much data on how humans try to interact
Yeah.
with it that it can start
Yeah.
to intuit how to display the images that it's been asking to display.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like that in this where it's like, because they don't have AI, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Where's all the AI? It's all around us now. It's fucking everywhere.
That
So
ruined storytelling, Jasper.
No, but this is
Remember what happened to-
this is the beauty of it. It's all there. There's all of these things.
That do have AI.
Well, that otherwise, how do you explain how their computers are just able to like run hectic fuck off simulations and bring out anomalies within those simulations that the computer intuits? Things like that, like all of these automated systems that they have seem to be so fucking complicated. So it's almost like, because right now we're totally surrounded by AI. It's on our phones, it's on our fucking fridges, it's on our washing machines, it's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But we don't see it.
Yeah.
And it's like that continues, that non-visible, that invisibility continues into the future. And so they're not even commenting on it. It's all there, like all that big display, that's all AI.
Yeah.
All their like automated systems that they're running on their like diagnostic
Yeah.
checks and stuff, that's all
And
AI.
also, like, the AI fucking storyline is so played out in sci-fi.
Well, yeah.
Like, they can't tell an AI story. Like, just...
Well, okay, oh, no, hang on a second. How many AI stories are there?
Well, you know, the destruction of people through robots. That idea echoes through
Yeah, but that's
sci-fi.
That's a sci-fi overlord story.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of versions of that out there.
Yeah, but that's like... So there are a lot of like AI.
Terminator.
Dune has a big... But that's not the... Oh, I suppose Dune does have, yeah. But Dune is set after all that. Like, Dune's not about that.
Yeah, just the idea of...
But like the idea... What about the idea that there's a book series where...
well, the AI overthrowing humanity trope has been overplayed.
Well, there's...
I guess you can... There's an infinite amount of
there's all sorts of crazy ideas.
Where AI
fucking because you know the Cyberpunk game that's coming out.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Right. The book, the books that's based on, right? It's not based on it, but the books that sort of sparked off the whole cyberpunk genre. Neuromancer. Probably heard me talk about Neuromancer.
That game is based on Neuromancer, or in that world.
It's like it's what sets up that world, the cyberpunk genre. What is that cyberpunk literally is just like the stereotypical cyberpunk setting. That's what it is. That's why it's like a generic cyberpunk setting. That's what cyberpunk is.
Yeah.
I know it looks fucking hectic, but that's because that's what cyberpunk is. You go and read fucking William Gibson. The opening lines of fucking Neuromancer. The sky was the color of a TV tuned to a dead channel. Like that's how it starts. It seems like it's just a desolate neon wasteland. Right, it's fucking amazing. It's called the Sprawl Trilogy, these 3 books, because they're set inside this Neo-Tokyo sprawl. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, that's got some really interesting ideas about like how AI would then start to interact with humans. Or another good one is, and this isn't AI, this is just consciousness, but Ghost in the Shell. That's the same sort of thing, but you can start doing that sort of stuff with AI when we start getting into the Elon Musk stuff and like what happens when we start using AI to augment our own consciousnesses and the AI taking over humanity through killer robots trope. It's just lazy. That's the problem with it.
Yeah. So, in conclusion. The Expanse, season 4. It looks bigger. It looks prettier.
Yeah,
I mean, more cinematic.
You just haven't already watched it. I don't know why. Like everybody's seen it by this point, so it's a bit late to be.
I'm just in conclusioning.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really tired. No. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
How about like, subscribe. Good night.